Ren Baker was finally asked about that Oklahoma job, and we got some answers. We're talking about that and much, much more on the Voice of Morgantown show. Let's go.
I'm following like Voice of Morgantown. And like,
Sure.
What's up, West Virginia fans? My name is Brad Smith. I'm here for the second night in a row, Joshua. Look at us, man. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
Fantastic, man.
It's hot down here, isn't it? It's hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. So this is an abbreviated version of the Bomb Show Live tonight. We did want to talk about this topic that came up. Ren Baker has been rumored to be a candidate for the Oklahoma AD job. Of course, their AD recently announced that he is going to retire soon. And so Ren Baker, is, of course, likely one of the top candidates. And, somebody finally asked him if he had any interest in this job. Taylor Kennedy, I didn't realize that newspapers were still around, man, to be honest. But Taylor Kennedy of the Charleston Gazette-Mail asked Ren Baker, and I love this response, man. Ren Baker, this dude is so smooth, so slick. And listen to this response, Joshua. We'll talk about it here in a second. He said, first of all, anytime your name is thrown out there, then there will be speculation. It is a credit to the people here, like the student athletes, coaches, and staff that are doing the majority of the work. Come on, man. This is so smooth. What a great intro, right? Yeah. I'm the member of a team of several hundred, and no one is more significant than the other. People recognize that there are a lot of good things happening at WVU. I love it here at WVU. So that's the first part, man. But how slick is Ren Baker? That's just such a perfect response, isn't it?
Perfect response. It's almost like, hey, is he going to run for president in 2028?
Yes.
We need another candidate, but a political answer, but a very diplomatic answer, too. He's such a likable guy. I have no ill feelings towards Ren Baker. Even if he came out tonight and said, hey, listen, it's been great. I'm going to Oklahoma. I wouldn't be mad at him. I mean, for all he's done up to this point for the university, he's to the point. He's very diplomatic. And like you said, smooth. He's hard to hate.
Great talker, like a tremendous talker. Let's see the rest of his response here. He said, my wife and two girls, more importantly, love it here and love being here. We're very, very happy here. In the time I've been here, I've not ever entertained anything else. So I've also heard that as well, Joshua, that, he has been considered at other jobs, and he kind of turned those positions down is what I've heard. And so that's certainly good news, right?
It is good news. I mean, you wonder what other jobs were kind of calling him. He's committed to the cause. I mean, he's very active on social media, does a lot of traveling around the state, loves to hike, loves the scenery, from what I understand, just from his social media posts. I believe it. I believe that he likes West Virginia, but this is going to be a hard gig to turn down if he's offered it.
Yeah. Before we continue with the rest of his response, guys, if you're on YouTube, please, I think our guy, Rush Bishop, our new director of video content, said that we gained, I believe, over 100 subscribers last night, which we're super pumped up about. So, guys, please hit like, hit subscribe if you can. We're trying to make our YouTube channel the #1 YouTube channel for West Virginia fans out there. Let's continue with his response here, Joshua. He said, however, and this is key, you also don't want to get into the habit of every time there's speculation, then it's your responsibility to pour water on it either. Now, listen, we've seen a lot of coaches in the past use very, very similar verbiage as this, right? I believe Rich Rodriguez, right before he took the West Virginia job, said, I don't plan on interviewing for any jobs. Well, the reason is because he'd already interviewed or already talked to Ren Baker in West Virginia University. So it's kind of tricky verbiage, right, man?
It is. It's all how you respond to things. If I can, I apply this in my career, in my
Yep.
everyday career. If one of my superiors or somebody, and hopefully they're not watching, if they ask me a question and I know the answer is no, I don't tell them no, but my answer is something like, well, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Give me about a
Yeah.
day. Give me about a day, and I'm going to look into it. But then, the next day, it's unfortunately we can't do it. And I feel like this is the style that these guys have, especially Ren Baker. I don't want to throw any shade at Rich Rod because he's the golden boy right now in my eyes. But
Mhm.
Ren Baker, great. It's all how you respond to people. It's all about diplomacy, um, and he's mastered it. But when I think Ren Baker, I get this image of him at the Morgantown airport. He's on a
Mhm.
cell phone. I think he's talking to Pat McAfee, and then
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
flies down to Alabama, picks up Rich Rod and his family, and then flies back. I think that's going to be the image that even if he leaves, that will be the lasting image that I have of Ren Baker. He's such a great guy and a great communicator.
Yeah, that's the thing about West Virginia University. Unfortunately, you can't be too good, right? If you're
Yeah.
too good, then unfortunately, unless you're Bob Huggins, who would have stayed here forever. But if you're too good, then people in other schools, other programs are going to come
Yeah.
at you. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, but where are we? Because I looked into this in detail just tonight actually, and I looked at some of the candidates. I have, if I can refer to my notepad here, Mississippi State Athletic Director Tom Selman. I read about him, and I know we'll get into it here in a little bit.
Zach Selman, yeah, Zach.
I'm sorry, Zach Selman, the
Yep.
Florida State Athletic Director, and I think there was one other one, and then Ren Baker was
Mhm.
rounded out the list, but Ren Baker being an Oklahoma native,
And his wife's an Oklahoma native.
his wife's an Oklahoma native. Let's say he doesn't even get offered at the end of the day,
Mhm.
and it goes to, let's say, Zach Selman. That's got to hurt him somewhere privately. That has to hurt him deep down.
I agree.
If that's the case, is this the golden nugget that he would love to have to ride out his entire career? If that's the case and he doesn't get this position, does he stay out of West Virginia? I could see that happening.
I agree. Yeah, I think this is one of the few jobs that he would probably jump at. I think it's Oklahoma. I think it's Texas. I think a big school like that in that area of the country where he grew up, I think that's a job that he would take. If not, I think he'll probably end up staying at West Virginia, and we'll be extraordinarily lucky if that's the case.
Yeah, I agree. Where are you on some of these candidates, though? So Zach Selman seems like the logical choice because he was with Oklahoma for 8 years under, and I don't want to butcher his last name. Is it Castelloni?
Yeah. Their previous or their current AD. Yeah.
The current AD, Castelloni. He was under him for 8 years. This guy Selman was born in Norman, got his
Yep.
master's degree at Oklahoma. His father was a football star at Oklahoma. He's the nephew of a couple of the football studs at Oklahoma. The only thing I think that goes against Selman is he just signed a brand new contract at Mississippi State, and his buyout is 75% of his remaining salary. I think that's the only thing that goes against him.
Selman makes an awful lot of sense, like you said, Joshua. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think he's the leader. Not all the things you mentioned, of course, are important, but he also has experience as an AD in the SEC, which is also super important. That's the number one conference in the country, and for him to have previous experience already, I'm sure that probably outweighs what Ren Baker's doing in the Big 12.
I agree, but I do think it's between these two. I mean, if it's
Mhm.
just me, if you're asking me, I don't think Florida State's athletic director holds a candle to Ren Baker or Zach Selman for that matter. And then there was another candidate. I don't know who it is. I lost his name in the shuffle here tonight.
Those are certainly the big three, though.
Yes, I agree. And I just think, and that's another thing. You mentioned the SEC's key. If Ren Baker's offered this position, his home state, his wife's home state, all his family's there. It's Oklahoma, and it's the SEC. The sky's the limit.
Yeah, it seems like too good of a job to pass up. Let's continue with his the rest of his his comments from Taylor Kennedy. I also want to praise Taylor Kennedy of what was it, the Charleston Post-Gazette? Is that what it's called? The Charleston Gazette Mail. I'm sorry. Charleston Gazette Mail, the thriving Charleston Gazette Mail. But I want to really give a shout out to him because nobody else in the West Virginia media has bothered to ask Ren Baker if he has any interest in this job. And young Taylor Kennedy went out and did that. So big ups for him, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'd love to get him on the show. I know I'm jumping the gun here, but I would love to get him on the show just to maybe talk to him and maybe he can ask some more tough questions,
Absolutely.
And his role as a journalist.
Let's take a look at the rest here of Ren Baker's comment. He said, generally, I don't address it. I've stayed consistent about what I can honestly tell people, and that is that we're extraordinarily happy here, which is awesome to hear. But again, very, very diplomatic answer. And an answer that we've heard time and time again as sports fans from various coaches. They say, I'm happy here. It's great that I'm being mentioned for these particular jobs. That means we're doing great things here. And then the next day he's somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Will you bring up that last comment, Brad?
Absolutely, man.
Let me just pick it apart if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Generally, I don't address it. I've stayed consistent about what I can honestly tell people, and that is we're extraordinarily happy here. He's to the point. His choice of words is to the point, and I like that. If I'm just going to pick it apart for the sake of this podcast, what I can honestly tell people, and that is that we're extraordinarily happy here. I'm glad he didn't say something like we're super, super, super duper happy here.
Yes,
that would raise an eyebrow. His choice of words are perfect. Everything about this I love. I give it a 10. His response is a 10. It was perfect. Ren
Baker, if you're watching right now, man, you are the man with words. I mean, you really know, very smooth, exactly. That's if I could have written a perfect response and typed into AI, come up with a perfect response, I think that's exactly what they would have shot out. That's almost a perfect response.
Ren Baker, if you're watching, all right, we would love to have you on the show. And also, if you stay at West Virginia, I'm not going to say 100%. We'll put it at 99%, but I'll get a Ren Baker tattoo right here on my shoulder. I just have to, of your face. I just have to ask my wife first if she'll let me.
That's a really great idea. The flying WV with a little wren, the bird sitting on top of it or something like that too, man. You could go with.
We'll do a live stream. We'll do a live stream while I'm at the tattoo shop. I know a good one in St. Augustine.
Fantastic. So, what do you think, man? I mean, do you feel like Ren will end up staying here? Do you feel like it's 50-50? Where do you stand on the future of Ren Baker? I think we're going to learn quite a bit in the coming weeks. What do you think, man?
If I'm making a bet, and we like to play pretend, and we like to really dive deep on, it's a podcast. This is good show. This is good airtime, man.
Yeah.
If I have to make a decision, I'm going to say it's going to be Zach Selman. And my reasoning, not just for the things that I stated, I don't think Oklahoma University cares about the 75% of his remaining salary. That's pocket change to that university. Yeah. Also, I feel like Oklahoma, more specifically their football team, they've already kind of hit the old crap button. They're in panic mode already, especially with their head football coach, who I think is an excellent coach. He's an excellent coordinator. As a head coach, I don't know. Yeah. But I really feel like they've hit the panic button already. They want to jump on a great candidate, somebody who they have ties to, somebody who, they're happy with their current AD. They want somebody who is similar to their current AD, and that is Zach Selman. I mean, he was there at the university. He's from Norman. He's the logical pick. If I have to make a bet, it's going to be Selman, and Ren Baker stays here.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping for Zach Selman to end up at Oklahoma. That's what we want. Let me ask you this, Joshua. Let's say that it does come down to Selman and Ren Baker for the job, and they both interview for the job, and Oklahoma ends up going with Selman. Does that change your perception of Ren Baker? Does that make you feel like, hey, he's not committed to West Virginia? Or do you think that will be the case for West Virginia fans? You know how West Virginia fans are, man. If you get on their wrong side or if you don't show loyalty to the state and to the program, they'll easily turn against you, man.
Yeah, some of them are unforgiving when it
Yeah.
comes to that. I completely agree, especially on some of these social media sites. There's one in particular I'm thinking of, and a couple of commenters. I wish I could say their names, but I'm not going to. But the frequent flyers on the Facebook page. But
Yeah.
now for me personally, no. Now if he is interviewing year in and year out for
Right.
a different university, yes, my opinion would probably change. My viewpoint would change then. But this is home for him. This is a prestigious university. So are we. But this is home for him. It would be. It would be. He gets to go back home. Plus, listen, nothing against the Big 12. But this is the SEC. It's the top of the mountain as far as football goes, and basketball too this past season.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't blame him if he didn't get picked. I wouldn't blame him at all. Here's another question. We played the what if game last night. Let's say Ren Baker does go. I know who my choice would be, but just for the sake of conversation tonight, we're in mid-July.
Yeah.
Who's your top pick for the next athletic director? I know who I'm going to pick.
I think we have the same guy, man, to be honest. I think one guy stands out for me, and that's Oliver Luck. I don't know if that's the same choice that you have.
100%.
Oliver Luck, if there's anybody that's as smooth, that knows the college landscape even better than Ren Baker, it's Oliver Luck. And I know some people have some hard feelings about the way he left and the Dana Holgorsen and Bill Stewart situation. But listen, guys, there's no one that would be better equipped to lead West Virginia athletic department moving forward if Ren Baker decides to leave than Oliver Luck. Was that the same guy you had, Joshua?
Same guy.
Yeah.
And you're right. And I know there's been some people out there, especially on social media, saying we should hire Bobby Huggins, but I don't think people know the difficulty when it comes to being an athletic director. Bobby Huggins is a true West Virginian, down to the core, legend at West Virginia University. But as an athletic director, there's so many things. You have to be three-dimensional, in many aspects, and it covers all sports. Plus, the big thing is this right here. You got to raise money. And Ren Baker's great at that. So is Oliver Luck. Bobby Huggins, I don't know. Maybe he could be. But in this case, if we're playing a what-if game, it's definitely Oliver Luck if Ren Baker was to leave, which I hope he does not.
I think the thing we love most about Ren Baker is his innovation. He's very innovative, and he's done a lot of innovative things at West Virginia. But if you look back at what Oliver Luck did when he was here, I mean, got alcohol sales in the football stadium. Hired Randy Mazey as baseball coach. He funded the Mon County baseball park where we play baseball. I mean, it's like he was a really, really successful AD. And not only that, but he's been successful everywhere he's gone. He's done great things. And you could say that XFL, he didn't do so well, but XFL wasn't his fault. That just was a failed experiment.
And he has connections too. I mean, he's got connections everywhere, all corners of the country. Ren Baker, if we could just talk about him real quick again, he just seems, I think he's around our area. Isn't he in his 40s?
Ren Baker, I believe, is 45. Yeah.
So I'll be 45 this year. He seems like a guy I could go to Gene's place and have a couple of beers and eat some chili cheese rolls with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just seems like that kind of guy. He's such a likable guy. Fingers crossed he stays here. But you never know. When is the decision going to be made? So I don't know if this is true or not. The current AD, I don't know his first name. Castelloni's his last name.
Right.
Oklahoma's. So I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that this guy's going to stay on for like 3 more years.
I don't know the time span that he's going to stay on, but he is going to stay on and this is really why I thought that Selman was a great choice as well, because Selman's a younger guy and that he maybe would be able to learn under the current AD. And so he's going to be involved in the program still. But I don't know the exact time span, Joshua.
Yeah, and for a guy like Ren Baker, he seems like a guy that wants to get in and he wants to put his stamp on it right away.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's home for him. Is he willing to kind of take a back seat still, so to speak? Because whoever's taking this position, even though they have the title, they're going to be second fiddle as long as Castelloni's there. Castelloni's been there, I think I read, since 1998.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
So
Yeah.
if Castelloni's in the building, whoever's got the title, they're still riding shotgun. Castelloni's still going to be running the show. It's going to be his decisions on things.
The other thing I wonder about, Joshua, is that how much do finances, in terms of West Virginia's financial struggles and Oklahoma's, they have pretty much all the money that they really want in their athletic department. To me, if I'm Ren Baker, not only is it going home, it's also, it's a much easier situation for him, I think, right?
Yeah, it is. I agree. It is. And then, probably, I have to say it. In the wintertime, they do get some snow and ice there on the roads in Norman. The local governments there is treating the roads. They're plowing the roads and they're dropping salt down, not so much in Morgantown.
Yeah.
From my experience, but he'll have a safe drive to work at least. Worry free, no stress in the winter.
Absolutely.
I'm throwing some shade at some places up in Morgantown, but
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, but I don't know if Ren Baker's the kind of guy that would want to take a back seat and let somebody else put their fingerprints on things still.
Also he's pretty much universally loved in Morgantown too. I mean, I don't know of anyone that doesn't like Ren Baker. Of course, there's some comments on Facebook that say let him go, let him leave, and stuff like that. But for almost, I would say 90% or higher approval rating for Ren Baker. He's got a pretty good situation going here, man. And I don't know. I think he's due a raise. I think they're discussing a raise for him. Yes. And if he gets that, I don't know, man. It's a tough job to leave too. I think it's not such an easy job to just walk away from.
With that, I haven't looked it up, but do we know the Castelloni's salary? Do we know that?
I haven't looked that up, man. That's something that we do need to do some research into.
So I know. I mean, I might be wrong on this, but I read an article before we came on the air. Zach Selman's current salary, I want to say it's like 1.2 a year.
Okay.
So Oklahoma has to be way more than that.
I'm sure.
I don't know what Wren's making at WVU.
I think it's right around $1 million. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it not bad.
With the work that he's doing, I definitely think he's in line for a raise. They should definitely give him a raise, sign him to a new contract. I don't know what his relationship is with, like, say, all of the I feel like all the coaches have a great relationship with Ren Baker.
It certainly seems that way. He
doesn't seem like a dictator. He seems like, hey, I'm one of the guys. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's do this together. I want your input. Your input's important to me. I don't think he seems like somebody that's just that wants to micromanage, everybody underneath him.
Exactly.
So man, it's a tough thing. It's definitely challenging. I mean, the athletic director at West Virginia University is definitely a challenging position because there's so much up and down. There's more stability and success. It's more rich, in Oklahoma, So I don't know. I mean, when is the decision going to be made? Do we know? Is there a time?
I have no clue. They haven't said when that decision will be made or if they're interviewing or anything like that yet. So I think any time now we'll know a little bit more about the situation, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Ren, I hope you're watching. Text me. You got my number.
We'd love to have you stay forever, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great to hear that he was extraordinarily happy. His family's happy here in Morgantown. So, that was great news. Joshua, I said we were going to keep this to 15 or 20 minutes. It's already 26 minutes in. Buddy, you have anything else you want to say before we go?
No, appreciate everybody. Almost up to 1,000 again tonight. We were over 1,000 last night. We appreciate all you guys, man, logging on and watching us flap our gums. If you have anything to add, throughout our shows, post a comment, text, call, and we'd be happy to entertain whatever you have. But
if you're on YouTube right now, guys, please hit subscribe. Please hit like to help that algorithm. Also, guys, I don't have the graphic up tonight, Joshua, but we are giving away season tickets for West Virginia football this year. Every game except for Pitt. We will be giving away the pit tickets as well at a later date, but 5 games. All you have to do is subscribe. We will be giving away those tickets, the season tickets, to a lucky subscriber. We'll be doing the drawing live on our show in a couple weeks, so pretty excited about that too. Josh, well, I really appreciate you jumping on. Let's hope that Ren Baker is around for a very, very long time in West Virginia. Guys, have a wonderful night, and let's go Mountaineers.
I'm following like voice of Morgantown and like
Sure.